All right, part two from yesterday. Hair is looking a little crazy today. We're at the pond. One of my favorite things to just walk around this little pond, get my steps in. But part two. And by the way, for those of you who know, there's a giant alligator snapping turtle in here. I've seen it 3 or 4 times. It's elusive. In fact, before we dive into part two, which is at the same time simpler, but maybe more difficult to grasp, I'm just gonna show you this. Yeah, he's in there somewhere, and he's a big son of a bitch. But okay, part two. Yesterday, okay, I talked about making the actual physics of fat loss really, really simple. And what that practically looks like in real life is to prioritize protein, okay? And the reason for that, if you can prioritize your protein, it's gonna leave you with a lot of calories from fat and carbs to do whatever you want with. In a season of life where you're really busy, right? And you're trying to figure out your life, you're trying to simplify your life, but there's a lot going on, and it can be emotionally turbulent, okay? You don't, like, I'll share with my personal experience. At this moment in my life, I have more responsibility at convenience stores. That's the family business. I have more responsibility with all of our tenants, taking back a few apartments and remodeling them, getting them rented out, dealing with the people doing the remodels, dealing with applicants. Then you know, the two most important things to me. Number one, my wife. Like, I don't care about any of this stuff. All of this stuff I do so that I can spend time with my wife, so that in the future I can spend time with my children. Like, in and of themselves, I don't really care about this. The second most important thing is you know, whether that's you know, you're a client or you're a person watching this on YouTube. Like, the people in my world that I serve, that's the second most important thing. And so, and all of this sits on the foundation of my own personal health and well-being. And again, we always define what is what health. Health is your ability to engage with life on your terms, okay? And for me, my terms include, I want to look good. Like, I don't feel good when I feel weird in my clothes, when I'm not as lean as I would like to be. And you know, there's this thing out there nowadays where people will be like, oh, you shouldn't care. Like, that's okay, that's fine. But I'm telling you, what I feel good, when I feel the best and I can handle things even better, is when I look good. So in a season where all of this stuff is going on, I need to make the fitness part, the fat loss part, as simple as I possibly can, okay? And so this is where I came up with the 7P framework, okay? And that's what I was talking about yesterday. So planning produces peace, okay? And prioritizing protein produces possibilities. All this means is, if I take 10 seconds to plan or think about what I'm going to do, all of a sudden I'm not running around in the day like, oh my God, I got to cook, I got to make all this food, and where am I going to get in, and how am I going to hit my macros, or I didn't get to do this. 5 seconds of planning produces peace. Here's my planning. I know I need to get protein, so where am I going to get my protein? I'm going to do my, you know, pink protein drink, which, for those of you who've been following along, you know, It's Greek yogurt, 0%, straight protein, and Crystal Light, fruit punch, and some water. Mix it up and you got a delicious drink. Takes 2 seconds. I can pick it up anywhere, you know, wherever I am. There's a grocery store or a Target or a Walmart or CVS, and I'm good to go. Now, there's the planning part and the protein part. So protein, prioritizing protein produces possibilities. This is the second part of yesterday, which was if I take care of the bulk of my protein, and which I've been saying, like, and I was just thinking about this yesterday, for men, you know, you want to take care of around, you know, 150 grams of protein, have it on lock, just fucking autopilot. And then for women, have 80 to 100 grams of protein on lock. And like this Greek yogurt thing is like super easy. So when you do that, prioritizing protein produces possibilities. What that means is now I have a lot of room to maneuver. If that means, you know, I'm having a crazy day, crazy week, crazy whatever, if I do that, I have tons of fats and carbs left over. So even if I wanted to every day, and this is a source of comfort, I could stop at Jack in the Box and get a spicy chicken sandwich and a curly fry every day. Okay. If I wanted to eat a big old dessert, you know, with my wife or a bunch of Oreos, I could do that. But the point is, if you don't take that time to figure this piece out, you already have used up all your calories, and you know, you don't have time to, you don't have the emotional maturity, ability, bandwidth, maybe at this moment, to be able to go, okay, well, I'm going to I'm going to go home and bust out the air fryer, even something as simple as the air fryer. Okay, use these tools to your advantage. Now, we've gone 8 minutes in, so still haven't covered, this is just a recap, but that's fine. I think repetition is very important. We still haven't covered part 2 of this, which I'll give you a little brief intro to it, and we'll do another video. But part 2 of this is going to be building equanimity, okay? The ability to stay even keeled regardless of what happens. Never getting too high, never getting too low, having space between things that happen and your reaction to them. What that does is it allows you to make decisions that are actually going to benefit you, versus what most people do is they make decisions that get them further away from what they actually want, right? And that's because they lack equanimity. Okay, now typically, let's say like you get you wake up, you're already kind of stressed about something, you wake up, you see a text in the morning, and you're like, fuck. And it's just like discouraging, deflating, it makes you angry. You don't know what you're gonna do. How are you gonna get out of this problem? Trust me, I've been there. And what that leads most of us to do, most of the time, is to, when it comes to health and nutrition and fitness, we go, okay, it all goes out the window. because you have these assumptions about what health needs to look like versus what it can be. And so you respond emotionally by just eating a bunch of crap, because at least you'll feel good in that brief moment. And it's not even a very long moment. It's like maybe milliseconds, right? But even if you're sober and you're like having awareness around what's happening, you'll be like, I actually don't feel good even as I'm eating this, right? Because you know what's happening, you know what you're doing, and you know the implications of eating a whole box of Oreos or whatever. It's getting you further away from your goal. So anyways, we'll keep it at 10-11 minutes here. That's the second part of that little intro. Make life simple, make life easy. This is literally why, like, all my clients, they go, you know, I always tell them, like, I'm gonna give you a little peek around the corner so you know what's coming. You're gonna start doing I'm gonna ask you to do things that are just so simple. You're gonna do them and you're gonna get results in the easiest way you've ever gotten before, and it's gonna not even seem like you're doing anything, right? Then you start to feel like you're cheating, like you feel guilty that it's happening so easily for you. So if you want, you know, I always have a few each month I open up a few spots for coaching, because I'm the person who does all of my onboarding and coaching for all new clients. So there's a certain amount of people that I'll bring on each month. And so if you're interested in coaching, consulting, any questions, please hit up my email, rambier013@gmail.com, or you can hit the contact button in the link. You can find me on Instagram at rambier.sangera. And I will see you in the next video.